Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Sri Radha Madhava ki jai, Sri Radha Giridhari ki jai, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai Om Viṣṇu Paramahamsa Parivrajika Jaja Shodhara Shri Srimad Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Viṣṇu Paramahamsa Parivrajika Jaja Shodhara Shri Srimad Divine Grace. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Antukoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Samveda Bhakti ki jai, Go Premanandi, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, assembled devotees, all glories, assembled devotees, all glories, Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Krishna Vastaya Bhutli, Gauravani Bhattacharini, Devashesh, Shanyavadi Pasyatyadi Shatarani. So, this morning, reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 16. We'll do verses 6, 56 through 60, yeah. This doesn't show the actual, there we go. And 60's on the board? Yep. God bless. Kind of? Okay, so Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now, is there a chair set up for Suresh? Prabhu? Ishvarar. You like sitting in the back? Usually he sits right up here. Okay, so let me just read the translations. Here's a good one. One should distribute Viṣṇu Prasad to everyone, including the poor man, the blind man, the non-devotee, and the non-Brahmin. Knowing that Lord Viṣṇu is very pleased when everyone is sumptuously fed with Viṣṇu Prasad, the performer of Yajna should then take Prasad with his friends and relatives. Prasadam distribution ki jai. Next text. Every day, from Pratipat to Trayodasi, it's 12 days, first day through the 13th day, 12 days, one should continue the ceremony, this is the Pārvatī, to the accompaniment of dancing, singing, and beating of a drum, the chanting of prayers and all auspicious mantras, and recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, one should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Next. This is a religious ritualistic ceremony known as Pārvatī, by which one may worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I received this information from Brahma, my grandfather, and now I have described it to you in all details. So, Govardhan, who's speaking here? Who's he speaking to? Okay, her name? Aditi. Okay. Next one. O most fortunate lady. Establishing your mind in a good spirit, execute this process of Pārvatī and thus worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Keshava, who is inexhaustible. And this is today's verse, right? It begins with Ayam. Ayam Vai Sarva Yagyakyaha Sarvavratam Iti Smritam Tapa Saram Idam Badre Dhanam Cheshvara Tarpanam Ayam Vai Sarva Yagyakya Sarva Vrata Ita Smritam Tapasaram Idam Badre Dhanam Cheshvara Tarpanam Ayam Vai Sarva Yagyakya Sarva Vritam Itam Smritam Tapasaram Idam Badre Dhanam Cheshvara Tarpanam Ayam Vai Sarva Yagyakya Sarva Vratam Idam Smritam Tapasaram Idam Badre Dhanam Cheshvara Tarpanam. Anyone like to? Second line is iti, third line is idam. Is that what you have there? Okay. Idam vai sarva yagyakya. Anyone else? Anyone online?
I'm sorry, I would like to chant the verse. What is the number of the verse?
Okay, Canto 8, chapter 16.
Yes.
Or in the last verse, I think it's the last verse of the chapter, 60. Okay, 60.
60.
60.
60?
60.
Yes. I am
Vaisarva
Yagyakya
Ayam Vaisarva Yagyakya
Sarvavratamiti Smritam
Sarvavratam iti smritam
Tapasaramidam Badre
Tapasaram idam badre
Tanam Cheshvaratarpanam.
Dhanam Jeshvaratarpanam. Thank you.
You're
Ayam
welcome.
Vaisarva Yagyakya
Ayam Vaisarva Yagyakya
Sarvavratam iti smritam
Sarvaratam idam smrityam
Tapasaram idam badre
Tapasaram idam badre
Dhanam chesvara tarpanam.
Dhanam Jeshvaratarpanam. Thank you. Ayam, this, Vai, indeed, Sarva Yagya, all kinds of religious rituals and sacrifices. Akya, called, Sarva Vratam, all religious ceremonies. Iti, thus, Smritam, understood. Tapasaram, the essence of all austerities. Idam, this. Badre, O good lady. Dhanam, acts of charity. Cha, and Ishvara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tarpanam, the process of pleasing. This Payovrata is also known as Sarva Yagya. In other words, by performing this sacrifice, one can perform all other sacrifices automatically. This is also acknowledged to be the best of all ritualistic ceremonies. O gentle lady, it is the essence of all austerities, and it is the process of giving charity and pleasing the Supreme Controller. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Aradhanam sarvesham Viṣṇuraradhanam param. This is a statement made by Lord Śiva to Pārvatī. Worshipping Lord Viṣṇu is the supreme process of worship. And how Lord Viṣṇu is worshipped in this Payovrata ceremony has now been fully described. The ultimate goal of life is to please Lord Viṣṇu by Varnashram Dharma. The Vedic principles of 4 Varnas and 4 Ashrams are meant for worship of Viṣṇu. Viṣṇu aradate pumsa nanyat tattoshikaranam. The Krishna conscious movement is also Viṣṇu aradhanam, or worship of Lord Viṣṇu, according to the age. The Payovrata method of Viṣṇu aradhanam was enunciated long ago by Kashyap Muni to his wife Aditi in the heavenly planets, and the same process is bona fide on earth even now. Especially for this age of Kali, the process accepted by the Krishna consciousness movement is to open hundreds and thousands of Viṣṇu temples, temples of Radha, Krishna, Jagannath, Balaram, Sitaram, Gaurnitai, and so on. Performing prescribed worship in such temples of Vishnu and thus worshipping the Lord is all as good as performing the Pārvatī ceremony recommended here. The Pārvatī ceremony is performed from the 1st to the 13th day of the bright fortnight of the moon. Does everyone know what that means? So the moon goes through different phases. Waxing and waning, they call it. Right now we're in what? Waxing or waning? I'll give you a yes, because Thursday's Purnima. Guru Purnima. So that means the moon's growing. So you can jump on a Pārvatī right now if you like. You got like 2 days, 1 or 2 days left, right? But it's like that. It's Gaura Paksha, Shukla Paksha. Okay, bright fortnight of the moon. But in our Krishna conscious movement, Lord Viṣṇu is worshipped in every temple according to a schedule of 24 hours of engagement in performing kirtan, chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, offering palatable food to Lord Viṣṇu, and distributing this food to Vaishnavas and others. These are authorized activities, and if the members of the Krishna conscious movement stick to these principles, they will achieve the same result one gains by observing the Pārvatī ceremony. Thus, the essence of all auspicious activities such as performing yajna, giving in charity, observing vratas, and undergoing austerities is included in the Krishna consciousness movement. The members of this movement should immediately and sincerely follow the processes already recommended. Of course, sacrifices meant to please Lord Viṣṇu, Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumeira Saha, Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32, in Kali Yuga. Those who are intelligent perform the Sankirtan Yajna. One should follow this process conscientiously. Om Agyanti Mirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unminitam Dina Taismai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhistam Stapidam Dina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparandikam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhu vevacha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So by your prayers and ardent well-wishing desires, I'll say a few words. Okay? Hare Krishna. You know, in those temples, South Indian temples, they have the vimanas, those big gopurams, right? Those are for the demigods that land in, for darshan. Do you know that? That's the original thing. So that's why this chair is here. It's a gopuram for Sureshwara, right? He's supposed to come and land here sometime soon for class. Huh? He's not coming? Should we put a picture of him there or something? Like that, Hare Krishna. Okay. So this Pārvatī is also known as Sarva Yajna. In other words, by performing this sacrifice, one can perform all other sacrifices automatically. This is also acknowledged to be the best of all ritualistic ceremonies. O gentle lady, it is the essence of all austerities, and it is the process of giving charity, pleasing the Supreme Controller. So, the end of the purport reminds me of a verse, and it's the last verse of the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Vedeshu yageshu tapasu chaiva daneshu yat punyapalam patishtam atetitat sarmidam biditva yogi param stanam upaiti chadyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end reaches the supreme eternal abode. So this is quite a what's the word I'm trying to think of? What do you do? No, when you have a product endorsement, quite an endorsement on the process of devotional service or bhakti, devotional service, because everything's contained within it. So there's the same thing as described here about this Pārvatī Yajna ceremony, that everything you perform it, everything else is done. And how is that possible? Is because you're pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When you please Krishna, everything else is included in that. You can break it into different categories, and people do that because of their attraction. Some people actually enjoy giving in charity. I wish we could meet some more of them in the Kali Yuga. But actually there are people who enjoy giving in charity. I saw this little article about how much the Pope makes. Do you know how much they pay the Pope every year? The Catholic Church. Yeah. Nothing. The position of Pope, you get no payment whatsoever. And you get no payment. Of course, you have a place to stay and all that. And whatever gifts they're given, they give it over to different charities, Catholic charities and so on. Was it Saint Francis or Pope Francis, the last one who passed away? All of his worldly belongings fit into a shoebox, and that was given to his family. He met Prabhupada. Just listening to, I think it was not Adidharana, but anyway, a devotee was explaining that in South America, he was there, in Brazil. And he had some friends who were connected with the movement. And as a young priest or whatever, and this is obviously many, many, many years ago, he met Prabhupada. He went and saw Prabhupada as a member of the Catholic Church there in South America. But anyways, that is an example. But nothing. And in the same article, it was saying that the Catholic Charities is the largest non-governmental charity in the world, with over 150,000 locations. So they give a lot of charity. They give a lot of charity. Just kind of like put an arrow towards us, please. So there are charitable people. You know, they give in charity because they feel, and also the scriptures tell them, if you give in charity, it's good for you, it's good for the people, and good for you, and God will be pleased with you. If you perform austerities, it's good for you, for your advancement in life, performing austerities, different rituals, all these different things. Study of scripture, Vedeshu, Yogeshu, Tapassu, Chaiva, Dhaneshu, all these things that are mentioned in this verse, they're all very, very good, especially if they're directed towards Krishna. Because you can do all these things and there's no connection to the absolute truth. You just do it because you want to do it. Like that. And that's described in other places in the Bhagavad Gita. There's charity in the different modes of nature. There's actually charity in the mode of ignorance. What is that? Oh, I really like to help this person out. What's charity in the mode of ignorance? Do you know what that is? Giving to who? Yeah, it's completely, they're going to take the money and use it for what? Yeah, you just gave them a ticket to hell. Thank you very much. Here you go, here's $5. And they walk right into McDonald's. What did you just do? You hurt them. That's charity. People are not like that. Then charity in the mode of passion is you want to get this prestige for you. Like that, oh, I'm known as a very charitable person. And charity in the mode of goodness is given without any, and you want to be recognized. You know, sometimes even in our movement, people give in charity and they want to be recognized, and like that, which it's there. Thing is, they shouldn't want to be recognized, but we should recognize them. See the difference? We should have pictures in the front hall. We should have a donation board. We should recognize them, but they shouldn't want to be recognized. You see the difference? So people should be recognized for their gifts they're giving to this temple. Absolutely, 100%. But they shouldn't. Passion means they're thinking, yes, I want my name on the top of that. Because you go to different organizations. I was just at the Y the other day, and they have the donors, and of course start at the top with the biggies. You know, the super bronze, the super platinum, diamond, you know, whatever, up there. You gave, you know, a few $1 million, and the next tier, the next tier, the next tier. And I turned to my wife, and I said, we're at the bottom. We're called the freeloaders. Our name is, because we get paid for by Medicare. We can go there for free, so we're the freeloaders. Our name's bound. Freeloaders. But big list, big names, right? And that should be done. You should always acknowledge someone's service, someone's gift, just like devotees day-to-day are Prabhus. You should always acknowledge them. right? Mukundachan is such an amazing scribe, isn't he? Can you give a round of applause, please? Amazing scribe. Every day, Chris, I didn't say that. Just a round of applause. Okay. So, but no, seriously, and it's not funny. It's true. You should say, oh, it's how like that. What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say? Rupa Goswami's writing. What did it look like? Roll of pearls. He's almost a roll of pearls there. So nice and just, he's definitely not going to be a doctor. He's a doctor. Like that. There is a reason I'm not a doctor, but they never asked me to write the verse because no one would ever be able to see it. So it's a wonderful talent he has. So everyone has all these talents, and they should be recognized. And members of the congregation, whatever service they do, whatever gifts they give and share it should be very much recognized, very much recognized. But the desire to be recognized, that's the mode of passion. The mode of goodness is you actually give, but you don't want any recognition, anonymous. You just want, for the sake of giving and helping to the right people. And then Prabhupada says, and then transcendental charities you give for the purpose of Krishna consciousness. There are many charitable organizations in this world, and they're doing good, but it's on the mundane platform. Save this, save that, helping and so on, building hospitals, and these are all good things. And quite a lot of them are very, very necessary, but that's not transcendental. That's not transcendental. So all these different categories are there, studying anyways. But the point is, if it's connected with Krishna, then devotional service contains all of these things. It's so auspicious. It's so powerful. Whatever result you got from studying the Vedas, from giving in charity, performing austerities, the whole list was here. You get it in devotional service, and even more because you go back home back to Godhead. As Krishna says right here, and this is the last verse of the 8th chapter. You can check it out. How powerful is devotional service? So Kashyapa Muni is saying the same thing here, and the reason is haritosanam, or the last word of the Sanskrit is tarpanam. Just like we perform tarpanam, you're offering the water to the ancestors. It's very pleasing for them. Why? Because by offering that tarpan, they get the benefit of bathing in the Ganga or the different holy rivers, whatever you're offering. It's very, very pleasing, very, very pleasing to receive that benefit. So when Krishna is pleased, everyone is pleased, and everything is accomplished. In the previous age, this Pārvatī, that was recommended. Now, in this day and age, it's not recommended. But, as Prabhupada delineates or describes in the purport, it's quite interesting that we're doing the same things. The few verses I read, the Krishna conscious movement is based upon hearing and chanting in kirtans, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. These are all in the previous verses. Started out by talking about prasadam. Prabhupada called our movement kitchen religion. Wherever there's a temple of Viṣṇu, there has to be profuse distribution of prasadam for the conditioned souls, especially in the age of Kali. So all these things which are recommended in the Pārvatī, they're in our temples also. And Prabhupada said, therefore, we have to establish hundreds and thousands of temples of all different sizes, where all these activities are going on. And the Pārvatī is recommended for how many days? 12 days. During the what phase of the moon? Very good. Okay. Gaurapaksha. Okay. But Prabhupada is saying here, well, in the Krishna conscious movement, we go beyond that. It's not just 12 days. It's every day, 24 hours a day. There's different activities going on for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. This Viṣṇu Aradhanam Param, the Lord Śiva himself is telling Pārvatī, that's the supreme worship, is worshiping Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or his different forms, avatars and so on. And these activities are known as authorized activities. They're authorized. That's a term Prabhupada would use many, many times because in India, we have many people making things up. Actually, not just in India, all over the world. It's a symptom of Kali Yuga. People make things up. There's divergent lines and this and that. It's like, I think it was Hridayanath Maharaj was giving a lecture. He said there's a book called When Jesus Became God. And it's early Christianity. In early Christianity, right after Christ disappeared, there were two groups of Christians. One who said that Jesus Christ was God, and one who said, no, he's a son of God, a preacher. And they had their own churches and temples, and it became vicious, and they started burning each other's temples down and everything in churches, and it was a war practically. And guess who won? The ones who said Jesus is God. And that's why today in Christianity, they say, oh no, he's God. He's God, and he came and died for your sins. Very strange theology. But, people are always changing things, have different ideas. There are actually hundreds of Christian sects, different little nuances, and they all think they're right and everyone else is wrong. So that's a symptom of Kali Yuga. And also in India especially, you got all kinds of people come up with all kinds of things. This yoga, that yoga, do this, do that, mixing things up. And Prabhupada was saying here, authorized. What do the scriptures say? What should we be doing? We need to look to who authorizes things for us. There's three different entities we look to for authorization. Checks and balances, what are they? Yeah, Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. They're the ones that tell us what's authorized. Because we got an idea, I got this idea, and if you, was that Mahajani Enakata Sapanta? If you follow the path of the Mahajans, you'll be just fine. Don't worry about it. Just like if you see footprints. Well, here in the temple, you see footprints upstairs. People go out of the bathroom, you see their wet footprints in the hall. So just follow those footprints. Or in snow or mud, and you see footprints, and you just follow them. Just follow those footprints. You'll get to that place where that person's gone. So we're very, very fortunate that everything Srila Prabhupada told us is confirmed by Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. You can check it. It's not something made up or whatever. And even Prabhupada's adjustments, just like here he's saying that in our Krishna conscious movement, just see all the things he arranged in our movement. It's there, right here mentioned in the Bhagavatam as transcendental activities, guaranteed to give a person success. And Prabhupada says that right here. Those who are intelligent perform the Sankirtan Yajna, and one should do this process conscientiously. Like that. Conscientiously. What does that mean to you? Conscientiously. Full of consciousness. Attentively. Like that. We don't want to be Krishna unconscious. Right? That the material world means people are Krishna unconscious. Krishna's there, but we're unconscious of him. So conscientious means very carefully performing our different activities and so on. What do they call that? Mindfulness, is that the term now they use? Mindfulness. In other words, you're controlling your mind. You're fixing your mind on what you're doing. Be very careful about it and so on. Otherwise, you just the alternative or the opposite is spaced out. Do they still use that term? It was big in the 70s and 80s, spaced out. So they, even if you were very spaced out, they called you a space cadet. Remember that one? He's a real space cadet. Like that. Huh? And in fact, we had a devotee. Before he came to the temple, his hippie name was Space Station. Like that. Remember Mahashan? Do you know Mahashan? I know, whatever. And that was cool. He's just they landed here. Wonderful devotees, he and his wife and his daughter. It was Space Station and something else. So you don't want to be a spaced out or space station. You want to be conscientious, very, very careful. And you're conscientious about things that you value very much. There used to be a commercial when I was growing up about probably Cadillac, big luxury cars, and how smooth the drive is. Remember this commercial? And they'd had a world-renowned jeweler in the back seat with his assistant, and they were going to cut a diamond as the car is driving. Now, if they goofed it, if they get it right, it increases, the stone, like worth millions and millions of dollars. That's what they're saying in the commercial. Francois, so-and-so, Paris is the world's greatest gem cutter, and he's in the back seat, and they're driving along, sure enough, just right. And The car stops, and he's just, now the diamond is perfectly cut. It's worth millions of dollars because the car was going so smoothly. But he was very conscientious to make sure he got that cut just right, because you blow it like that, you just lost millions and millions of dollars. So if something's worth a lot to you, you're very, very conscientious, So that's what Prabhupada means here. So, and that comes with advancement. One becomes very possessive of their time, of Krishna consciousness and all the different activities. And I remember many devotees are like this. I remember Gunagari Maharaj, when he was here, when he would chant japa in the temple room, heaven forbid anyone who interrupted his japa. You do not walk up to him during japa and ask anything. It's like, this is my japa time, and just, I'm not, it's like, this is very, very important, most important. So you're very conscientious. So there's different things like that. So it's very important that, what is casual? What does the Prabhupada say? Casual means casualty. You heard that one before? Casual means casualty. So, then you become a casualty. You become a casualty. Because Maya is always there. Krishna is always there. Maya, what is that? Krishna Surya Sam, Maya Hoy Antakar. Andakar, darkness and light are over there. They're side by side. At any moment you go one to the other. So you want to stay in the Krishna Sun devotional service. So if we're casual about things, then we are, what they call them, sitting ducks. You know what that expression comes from? A sitting duck? Where does it come from? Yeah, the ducks that are sitting there are a lot easier to get than the ones that are hiding or flying away. Just a sitting duck. It's like, whack, whack, shoot me. Whack, whack, shoot me. So we don't want to be like that. That's just a few pointers there. And it comes with advancement. Because people are conscientious about something. Everyone is conscientious about something, even someone in the mode of ignorance. They're very, very attached and conscientious about being in the mode of ignorance. Right? They just don't want to get out of it. So people are very passionate about things, about business and this and that. And so we have to be conscientious about Krishna consciousness. And that comes in due course of time of getting what's called ruchi, or a taste. They say, oh, this is very nice. Is there a kind of prasadam you like? That you like, think about it at times and think, wow, that'd be nice to have that preparation again. Upma? Oatmeal. Without any salt or sugar, right? Okay. But it's just you have a taste for it, and you just think about it again and again and again. In fact, there's that verse in the Bhagavatam about someone who falls away from Krishna consciousness. They never truly fall away because the ruchi, the taste, is always there, and they're thinking about it, and then sooner or later Krishna pulls them back because they tasted something that you can't find in the material world. You just can't find the taste of Krishna consciousness anywhere in the material world, so it draws the devotee back. So I'm going to stop here. If there's any comments or things to add, questions on what's being described here as far as pleasing the Lord. You take a microphone. Well, a lot could be added to my classes. I leave a lot of open area on purpose.
It's kind of off topic, but you kind of brought it up when you brought up how, I guess, that Christian theology, how Jesus became God, or the idea of that God died. I was just wondering what if somebody would challenge us and say, oh, Krishna died from getting hit with an arrow, and then how is that different from, kind of Christian theology? Yeah.
Okay, well, just read the scriptures. It's a Leela of Krishna's for the atheist. And there's a lot of description very carefully there in that canto, and the comments of the acharyas, how it's obviously just a pastime of the Lord. That, so it's quite different than Christ being God and passing away and dying for all your sins, and it's quite a big difference between those two things. Like that. Oh, class is over. I got the buzz here. I mean, you go into all kinds of you can go into about a half-hour class on that, if you like, the Moshe Lila and so on, and also another half-hour on Christ and his passing and so on. And what did Christ, the historical Christ, what did he even say? I mean, it's obviously there's a big difference there between Peter and Paul, and they're different what they preached and so on.
What was the book you mentioned again?
It's called When Jesus Became God. That's the book he mentioned. Well, it's some scholar, but Hridayanath Maharaj is talking about one of the areas of study at Harvard he did was early Christianity. You know, and I mean, they were adamant. There was these two different groups, and they were actually burning each other's temples down, churches down, fighting like anything. And the one that won was Jesus is God. So that's what kind of moved into the Catholic Church and took over. He's God, he's God, he's God. But it wasn't. Did he say he was God? No, yeah, he says he's the Son of God. He prayed to God. And it's very confusing for people. Who's he praying to? He says, "I'm the Son of." He's the Son of God, but he says he's God. And who's he praying to? And God, forgive them; they know not what they do. Well, he should just say, "I forgive you. You don't know what you're doing." If he was God, that's what he said. The verse would have been, "I forgive you. You don't know what you're doing." He didn't say that. He said, "My dear Lord, forgive them. They not know what they're doing." If he was God, he just said, "Maybe I'll forgive you. I don't know. This is kind of rough up here." And it's like, I don't know if I really want to be, but it's just all these, what do you call it? Inconsistencies, and it just, the hard time trying to push that forward. And there's a reason for it. So that aspect of Christian theology, there's a lot of wonderful aspects of Christian theology in Lord Christ's teachings because he was a Vaishnava, but that thing is a tough pill to swallow. Do you have a question or comment?
Hare Krishna. I was at Balboa Park Sunday, and I saw this couple from India, and the man was putting his arm around the woman. He had a camera, and then I told him Hare Krishna, and so we're from the land of Hare Krishna. Like that. So long story short, we're just asking them, have you read Bhagavad Gita? And they said, of course. And then in the end, he said, how long have you been doing this? And I said, since 2016. And so when you get to 50 years like me, he said, then you can talk to me. And he said, I'm the original Hindu. And so, okay, so it was just funny how you said they have all of these conceptions and misconceptions and hodgepodge of ideas.
I'm the original, the Adi Hindu. Very good. Anything else? So we can end here. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Adi.